Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Courtney Scarlett. I am filming this intro at the end of what has been an amazing day riding off-road at Phoenix Motorcycle Training. I am at their SID Cup facility. For now, I'm going to start by showing you how we spent our morning. So we kicked off the day at their training site in SID Cup. They have an awesome setup here with plenty of tarmac if you're taking one of their CBT or advanced skills courses, and they also have this awesome off-road kind of training area that is just a really cool controlled environment, and it had a little bit of everything. So it had a small hill climb, some steps, some ruts, basically all of the things you want to practice before you head out onto the trail. We had Vince leading the day, who was an absolute legend, calm, clear, knew when to step in and when to just leave you to it. Alongside him in the morning we also had Adam, and I was also riding with Miko from Potski Media and Tony from Man Cave Moto YouTube channel, who I highly recommend you give a follow if you don't already. He was kind enough to share some of his content from the day with me, and overall is just a super nice, knowledgeable guy. And we just spent those first 15 minutes or so kind of mostly getting comfortable with the bike, which was more than enough for me to remember just how physically demanding this sport actually is. Then we moved on to some ruts, as Vince suggested we sort of paddled through some of the high banked ones.
Yeah, it's quite tricky because that bank's quite high, isn't it?
And then the others you could just kind of ride through as normal. We also practiced some small hill climbs and going up and down steps.
That's it. Go, 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 go. There you go. Brilliant.
In all, we spent about an hour in the training area, just getting comfortable with the bikes and the terrain, which was the perfect amount just to get a little bit of practice in before heading out onto the trails. So for me, this is where things got really fun. In all honesty, I was really surprised by how nice the trails were around there as well, considering we were pretty much in southeast London. It was surprisingly kind of rolling countryside and winding lanes, and one minute you're kind of on a dirt trail and the next you're riding through a quaint village with cobbled roads and cute houses. So really, really cool centre that they have here in SID Cup, and to be honest, just made me all the more excited to see some of their other training sites. So just to tell you a little bit about Phoenix Motorcycle Training, they're the largest training group in the UK. They have centres pretty much everywhere, so many I'm not even going to list them. It's just well worth going on their website and having a look and seeing if they have a centre near you, as most likely they will do. And they do everything from CBT courses all the way up to advanced courses, and they also do a whole bunch of off-road trail courses as well, and I think they go up in levels, so again anywhere from a beginner to advanced rider. And yeah, just how amazing that this site in particular is on the doorstep of London. Yeah, really recommend if you live in the city, and if not and you're elsewhere in the UK, I will drop their website in the description. I don't get any monetary value for recommending them, and I'm not trying to sell it, just yeah, if you like what you see on the video and fancy doing a day like this yourself, I highly recommend. So we were riding Fantic XEF 250s, and for me, I thought it was a great bike for what we were doing. Light, nimble, responsive, just a really good bike to learn on. It had enough bite to give you kind of confidence, but not too much to scare you away. Next up, Vince warned that there would be a gradual hill climb with some loose stones, and thanks to Man Cave Tony for sharing some footage riding behind me here while I wobble my way up the hill. And as always, with action camera footage, it never looks quite as steep as it seems in real life. So would I recommend Phoenix Off-Road? Absolutely, especially if you're a road rider who's always been curious about trail or adventure riding, but just didn't really know where to start. It's a chilled, really low pressure environment, and the trails here were surprisingly scenic and fun. I definitely would like to go back. Vince said that we only saw about a quarter of the available trails they have on their doorstep here as well. And like I said, it was just a really fun day out. So for anyone that, whether you're fairly experienced riding off-road or not and just want to brush up on your skills, or whether or not you've never ridden off-road and you just want to go and find out whether or not you like it, it's a really great place to start. So lunch wasn't anything too fancy, we just did a quick stop at Pret, and since we were a little bit behind schedule, I think normally they would try and stop at more kind of local spots with a bit of character, but I think because me and Tony were doing some filming, we'd basically caused the day to get a little bit delayed. But yeah, still had a nice lunch, and we even ended up chatting to a local biker who kind of rolled up on his Aprilia and just geeked out over bikes for a bit. So yeah, just one of those nice, kind of cool little moments that you really only get on days out like this. Post lunch, we were straight back out on the trails, and by now the group was flowing really, really nice, and it just felt like a good day out on the bikes with your friends, to be honest. The instruction was there when you needed it, but not overbearing at all, and yeah, there was plenty of time to actually ride and apply all the things that we'd learnt in the morning. We bumped into a guy on a Himalayan on the trail, as well as plenty of dog walkers. And we even finished off with a little water crossing. Then Vince suggested that we go down the same steep, loose trail that we came up earlier, and kindly suggested that I went first, a decision I took graciously.
Oh no, not me burn! Oh, nice one, Greg.
But we made it down the hill just in time to end the day on a bit of a high, really, and after that it was time to head back to the centre. Big thank you to the guys at Phoenix Motorcycle Training and to Miko at Potski Media for arranging the day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.
So this is now at the end of the day at Phoenix Motorcycle Training. I know I started the video this way, but yeah, it's been a really manic, full-on day, but I have had the best time at Phoenix. I definitely want to come back, to be honest with you. Off-road riding for me is always fun, but I always do get a little bit kind of nervous, but I don't really know why, and I'm desperate to come back and continue working on those skills. And I think for me, essentially, I just don't ride off-road often enough. It's always months in between that I ride off-road, and in that time I'll inevitably lose my confidence a little bit, and then I have to build it back up. By the end of the day, I'll be absolutely loving it and wanting to ride off-road a lot more. But at the moment, I think for me, the next step is probably going to get my pay for the TRF membership and kind of go from there, so I can hopefully meet some local riders and explore more local green lanes closer to me. And I'm very tempted to come back and do another day with Phoenix. Overall, just had a really, really brilliant day, and I would really encourage anyone that's kind of thinking about riding off-road to just give it a go. It can be really intimidating to begin with, I think, trying a new skill, and especially when you're used to just tarmac roads. Riding off-road certainly feels very different. But I do think and truly believe it makes you a better and more skilled rider on the road. Highly recommend Phoenix training. Definitely personally want to come back. I can't be finished here with off-road riding. I do enjoy it so much, even if I do get a little bit wimpy at points. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and sticking with the video, and hopefully see you on the next one.